Here is the last episode of Fallstreak. I had a lot of fun playing this game. Oh, I guess I don't know, fun. It was very interesting, to say the least. There is a Fallstreak 2 coming out apparently, so I'm pretty excited about that. I'm hoping it will clear up the other characters' past a bit more, so we didn't learn about a few of them. Here's what happened on the previous episode. You have anything to say for yourselves? Useless adults. That's no good, Mr. Lyrit. Huh? Triss doesn't have a voice of his own, so it's easy to make the mistake of projecting your own voice on him. If you two wish to reconcile, you mustn't do that. I don't think he blames you for his mother's death. He's not unreasonable like that. Why don't they just give him paper and a pencil and have him write stuff? He knows how to write, right? I feel my eyes widen at Adelise's words. Yes, you're right. Now I feel like a fool for being consoled by a 9-year-old. I reach out to pat Adelise on the head. Without a hesitation, she brushes my hand away. Let me make myself clear, since you seem to be misunderstanding something. I don't like you, Mr. Lyrit. You hurt Triss. When he was at his lowest and needed something the most, you trampled over him. I don't care how much you may have been hurting yourself. What you did was despicable. Damn! Cut to the core! Adelise's words drive a wedge into my heart. How'd he trample all over him, though? I don't understand. Triss has every right to hate you. The only reason I said what I did was for Triss's sake, not yours. A cold and steely gaze unbefitting of a girl her age pins my voice to the back of my throat. Anyways, I've meddled enough already. Bye. Having said her piece, Adelise leaves to join Kelly and the others. Ouch. She's right, you know. What you did to Triss was abuse. I know. What did he do, though? I mean, I guess they'll probably tell us, but it goes back and forth so much. As the only one to survive encountering the Phantom, Triss's account had been the sole lead towards identifying the elusive serial killer. That's why, when the investigation hit a dead end, I tried to coerce him into cooperating. Even though watching his mother die before him in that dark well must have been traumatizing beyond belief, I tried to force him into reliving it all, and hurt him when he couldn't. I'm an awful father. It's no surprise you two are estranged. Amine's death broke you. For a long time, catching the Phantom and exacting revenge was all you cared about. You were obsessed. I mean, most people would be. That's not unusual. Don't forget the part where he was a real insufferable asshole the entire time, too. I can't see Socotrine being an asshole, though. From, like, all that we've seen of him. He's kind of awkward. Sorry about that. I really do regret it. I know it may be difficult to move on, but the case is cold now. We might never be able to identify who the Phantom truly was. That's why you need to think about what really matters. You've never even properly apologized to Triss, have you? No. You've always been like this, Socotrine. A coward. It's true. Everything they were saying was true. I know. I'll try and do what I can. Letting loose a sigh, I muster a smile. Still though, your daughter's really something else, Cecil. I'm glad Kelly and Triss have such a good friend looking out for them. She doesn't pull her punches. Indeed, it's quite troubling to be honest. I wish she would act her age more. It's hard to believe she's only 9. Though if she heard me say that, she'd probably sass me and say she's 9.5 or something. Usually she's nothing more than a precocious troublemaker that's too wily for her own good. When push comes to shove, she can be pretty remorseless, especially with people she doesn't like. Here's looking at you, Socotrine. How's it feel knowing such a young girl absolutely hates your guts, Socotrine? Makes you feel like all the evil in the world. Well, between Amine and Sarah, I think we're all more than used to being mercilessly exposed and toyed with. Jeez, I miss those two. Game night's just not the same without the whole crew. Well, crap. Didn't mean to kill the mood. Guess it'd be best if we change the topic. Wait. There's something I want to talk about that I never got the chance to bring up before. Regarding Amine, that is. Huh? It's just... Don't you think in the time leading up to her death, she was acting strange? What? What are you talking about, Belly? feel like she's pushing us away, trying to keep us at a distance. She did have this one time she seemed a little out of it. But other than that, she was her usual self. And I'm telling you, that was an act. What are you trying to say, Billy? Couldn't you just be overthinking things? No, I think Billy may be onto something. I never had anything more than this sort of vague feeling, but now that it's been put into words, I see where Billy's coming from. I'm sure of it. Amine wasn't acting like herself at that time. She seemed sick. Sick? With what? Mental illness. Okay, hold up. What basis do you have to be saying that, Billy? I don't have anything concrete, but that one time she seemed a little out of it, you were saying before. She was acting suicidal, wasn't she? Billy's quiet words knocked the breath out of my lungs. My expression must have given the answer away because Billy grimaces. Damn it. Even suicidal ideation. So many signs and symptoms, yet we didn't do a damn thing. No, she wasn't like that. She told me everything was okay after that, and she went back to her normal self. Can't believe you. You didn't understand a single thing about her. I didn't either, but you never even tried to understand her, did you? You really are a coward. That's right. A truth I had tucked away deep in my heart resurfaces with crystal clarity at Billy's words. Losing father made me realize how fragile our ordinary, peaceful life was. The fear of losing anything else had been so terrifying and paralyzed me. That's why when Amine told me everything was alright, I found myself desperately wanting to believe her. I turned a blind eye to the darkness she held in her heart because I was afraid I'd lose everything if I'd encroached on it. Don't just go silent on me. Don't you understand? Maybe if we had helped and supported her like we should have, she wouldn't have died. But if the reason she got targeted was because of how unstable she was? Hold on, Billy. That's just speculation. Maybe there's some truth to what you say, but that's all hindsight by now. What could come up with should-haves without end if we're going to be retrospective? At the very least, you didn't think it was worth telling us she tried to kill herself? She was a precious friend that we cared about too, you know? Billy. Just shut up. Your stupid face is pissing me off. Damn! Why do I get the feeling Otto's just gonna go kill himself now? Cause, like, in the real world, does Triss and Kelly even have a dad? Cause I never really mention him. It wasn't uncommon for Billy to be in a foul mood. But she seemed especially riled up today. In a way, it was actually a bit nostalgic. Even when we were younger, Billy would often get extremely upset like this. Of course, Cecil and I would have never had the foggiest idea why. We're quite the ragtag group of childhood friends, aren't we? I was just thinking about the time we first met. The two of us were playing in the fields that day when we happened upon a girl that was lost. I was not lost, mind you. I was merely looking for a change of scenery. At first we had no idea you were the daughter of the Pharaoh house. We just treated you like a normal girl and ended up really hitting it off. It couldn't be helped. You two practically begged me to come back to the little field so you'd listen to more storytelling. I don't know. The way I remember it, you pretty much forced us to swear fealty to you. It was the first time we had so much fun playing imagination. Billy was the one that got us into role-playing games after all. What? They like role-playing games? Remember when she declared herself the leader of our little troop and proclaimed she would establish a new kingdom with us as her loyal subjects? Even back then, she was such a slave driver. Little did we know, our sensitive baby Cecil would later go on to become the actual ruler. That's right, Cecil used to be quite the crybaby. You guys keep saying that, but I don't really remember anything like that. Smells like conspiracy. No, that's just called selective memory, buddy. Is it true that you changed a lot when the Verloran master took you under her tutelage? I suppose. Cecil averts his eyes. He didn't like talking about his master after all. Still though, hard to imagine Eviget's garden used to be all a wasteland. Before the fire collapsed, burned it to ash, it had been ordinary grassland. Yet in less than a decade span, it had somehow blossomed into this hauntingly beautiful landscape. There's many mysteries about the fire collapse that we have yet to unravel. Its origin, effects on the land, and of course, the injury it left behind. I gazed down at my wrapped hands. With great effort, I managed to flex my fingers and curl them into a loose fist. It's been almost 10 years already. Yet these hands will never hold anything. Alright, calm down. Your hands aren't that badly injured. Don't read people's minds. Remember, it took you a long time to get used to. There were a lot of things you couldn't do anymore. A lot you had to give up on. Yeah, but it's nothing compared to what other people went through. That's right, he was a tinkerer, wasn't he? He used his hands a lot. Now he has to stop. Like Alouette. The fire collapse left more than just physical scars on us. The scars of the heart. Even though she bears so many of them, Alouette hasn't lost hope. It's all thanks to Amine. She alone never gave up on Alouette. She made sure Alouette would be able to grieve properly and come to terms with her death, unlike what happened with the rest of Alouette's family. That's why I went to honor her memory. Time has begun to move on once more for Alouette, but even that is built on a fragile foundation. Believing that her siblings are waiting for her back home, she only leaves that house in order to work and raise money. All because she wants to build the house her father always dreamed of. Maybe then her mother and father will finally return to her. That's what she believes. I don't know if going ahead with building the house was the right decision. She still doesn't realize her parents are dead? Have they not told her? I mean, I realize she's a little slow. But it's tough. Sometimes Alouette stops by the construction site and tells us stories. Stories about how her mommy always wanted a bigger kitchen so she could cook larger portions for the growing children. Hey, Nocturne! I got a reply, by the way, from the email I sent. Or how her little brother Dia once got stuck in a tree, forcing her pop-up to climb up and save him. Sometimes she even sings us songs that she learned from her little sister Linny. She really loved her family, didn't she? So that the deceased might rest in peace, we must help her move on. Perhaps when this house is finished, she'll finally be able to find closure. We can only hope. It's been almost 10 years, after all. Maybe like the scars on my hands, Alouette's heart will never heal. But even then, I want to do as much as I can for her. In any case, we should probably rejoin the children before they wander off too far. Did you end up getting anything for Kelly and Triss, Altoon? About that. You tried to make something for them again, didn't you? Yeah. Kelly has seen straight through me. When Kelly and Triss were little, they'd been quite fond of a music box I made for them. But worn down by the passage of time, the intricate machine inevitably broke. In anticipation of today, I'd spent several sleepless nights trying to repair it, but you can probably guess how it went. When are you going to learn, Altoon? Idiot. In the end, I never succeeded in anything but frustrating myself. But a part of me just can't seem to let go. Well, enough moping around. Looks like the kids have all scattered to the wind. Let's go catch up with them. Hell yeah. So there's still a bunch of stuff that we don't really know, like how Ade's mom died. That's one of them. What's another one? Oh. The two siblings that are like, they were trapped and had done experiments on them. Can't remember their names. I cannot remember names. The flowers, they dance. Under the gently setting sun, they sway in concert to the wind's caress. Flowers of all shapes and colors. Yet one kind alone was reflected in my eyes. Splashes of vivid blue speckled with intermittent white. They remind me of clouds drifting through a brownless sky. This color is the same as Mommy's eyes. Even though they were nowhere near as far away as the sky, I still couldn't reach out for them. All I could do was watch. Just like back then when I couldn't hold on to things dearest to me. Powerless. A bystander to one's own life. That's all I was. If only I held on tighter. I gazed down at my ineffectual arm stumps, always using this as an excuse for being nothing. How long am I going to stand idle? A wingless bird that has never touched the sky. If such a bird was born and never saw another fly, would it know its place in the sky? So many rhymes. Would it feel empty when it gazed at the heavens, unable to understand why? Fly, sky, why? What are you doing, lost in thoughts all alone? Eh? Oh, it's you, Aid. You had quite the expression there, you know. Aid sits down on the hill and pats the ground next to her. I sit down by her side. Silence. For a while, the two of us simply gazed at the scenery before us without saying anything. It was a comfortable silence, though. Warm and fuzzy. My eyes wander over to Aid. I find myself thinking about what kind of relationship I had with her. You could never tell what was on her mind. She was just that kind of person. And for some reason, I really wanted to know. I wanted to know what she was thinking. When she notices me looking at her, she smiles. A radiant smile that made you feel like you were being embraced by the sun. It made my chest ache. Breaking eye contact, I dropped my gaze to the patch of sky blue flowers before me. It was so close. Yet at the same time, it was so far away. Where's Triss at? Triss is like hardly ever not by her side. Kelia. Eh? I jump at the sound of her voice next to my ear. At some point she had gotten close. Real close. Without blinking, she peers into my eyes. What? Every single part of you belongs. To the Kelia I know and love. Bringing her hand to my face, Aid traces her fingers gently along the edges of my scars. Hey, cut that out. That tickles. Without warning, she suddenly leans in and blows a puff of air into my ear, sending a jolt of electricity down my spine. The heck you think you're doing? Don't me. Why are you like this? Because your reactions are the best. Come on, let me give you a big wet smooch next. How about no? I try to fend her off, but Aid sticks to me like an oversized slug. What? What are you two doing? Ah, perfect timing, Alouette. Please do something about this. At 2? Nice, Alouette. We're giving Kelly a birthday kisses, Alouette. So one for every year she's been alive. Okay. No, stop. Stop! Evaporation of sanity. My will to live drains from me as my cheeks are assaulted relentlessly from both sides. It's so fun, it's so fun. Alouette loves Kelia. Oh, she fainted. Oh, let's eat her now, Alouette. Nom nom. Let's not do that. You know, Alouette. Before you came, Kelly had this really lonely face on and was thinking about how she wanted to be a flower instead of a person. No, I wasn't. Eh? Alouette likes human Kelia. Please don't turn into a flower. Listen to what I'm saying. Alouette loves the faces Kelia makes. Right? I'm so done with you two right now. Shoo, get out of here. Wah, she's mad at us. Run away. The two of them run off and disappear over the next hill. Jeez, just do whatever they please. I heave a heavy sigh. Hey, Kelia. Ugh. That's no way to say that to your dad. Ouch, such a cold reception. I feel like I've been getting roasted all day. What do you want? Daddy scratches his head. Yeah, you have a good eye, Kelia. These flowers are nice. He crouches over the patch of sky blue flowers. What do you think you're doing? Ugh. Hands that have been wrapped in bandages for as long as I can remember. We both knew. There's no way they'd suddenly be able to handle something so delicate. Well, that didn't go very well, did it? Daddy smiles weakly as he gazes down at the once beautiful flower in his grasp. Its fragile stalk and petals have been crushed under his unfeeling fingers. But despite that, he doesn't give up. With trembling hands, he reaches out for another. Just stop already. I couldn't bear to watch. Kelia. Daddy looks at me with an expression I hate. Don't look at me. Don't look at me with those eyes. Eyes that pitied me. Eyes that pitied himself. I couldn't stand them. They made me feel like my time had stopped. They made me remember how I used to be. A person who always felt sorry for herself. Who wallowed in self-pity and comfortable misery. There used to be a time where everyone gazed at me with such pitiful eyes. You poor girl, they would say. Only Aid had been different. She alone had looked past that and treated me like an equal. At first, it was confusing and surprising. It made me realize what I really wanted. Even if it's through the goodness of people's hearts, I don't want special treatment. Deep down, I just want to be treated like a normal girl. But maybe it's hopeless to wish for something like that. I'm sorry, Kalia. What are you apologizing for? I just don't understand him when he gets like this. I felt like there was a rift between us, a gulf that I didn't know how to traverse. Why'd he even want to pick up that stupid flower? It was a gesture I couldn't return. A gesture I couldn't reciprocate. Something like that. You might as well just go decorate a doll. Hey, Kalia. Each shout rings out from a distant hill. We're all ready to head out now. A rough weight lands awkwardly on my head. Daddy's hand. Time to go, Kalia. I let my gaze linger on the sky blue flowers one last time before leaving. Wordlessly, I slide up to Daddy's side and the two of us begin to walk. Up ahead, Ada was walking alongside her dad just like us. Their hands brushed and joined together. It's probably an unconscious act for most families, but it wasn't something Daddy and I were capable of. There was no way to avoid looking at her. A dazzling flower she had picked in one hand and a strong but gentle palm in the other. It was as if they were dancing in the wind like all the other flowers in the field. Ooh, she's jealous. Two of us follow in their footsteps. We walk behind the father and daughter, linked to each other through hands, unable to do the same. I thought I decided I wouldn't be like this anymore. I hated it. I hated how much my chest ached when I looked at their backs. It was an ugly emotion I didn't want to accept. It felt suffocating. Like a hole was burning through me. And so, to escape that crushing feeling, I dropped my gaze to the ground and closed off my heart. Kalia. At some point, Daddy had stopped and lagged behind. But before I can even wonder why, an incredible pressure lifts me off the ground high into the air. Whoa! I thrash in an attempt to keep balance as Daddy sweeps me into a shoulder ride and runs up to Aiden her dad. Oh? Challenging us to a race, are you? Very well, I permit you to carry me to victory, princess style, Papa. Your dad's like, really? What? Don't just sling me over your shoulder. This isn't comfortable at all. Don't be unreasonable, Aid. I'm carrying all these picnic baskets as well, after all. Hey, but we're racing too? Without warning, Lolita mounts Brezel, forcing him to piggyback her. Those two. We still need their stories. If we're even gonna get to them. Hurry, Triss. They're gonna leave us behind at this rate. Favoring raw utility, Lorona sweeps Triss into a fireman carry. I'm sorry, I'm not as strong as Mr. Cotard and Mr. Lyrit. This is the only way we stand a chance. I didn't sign up for this. I have no compunction sitting this out. Wah! Let's go, Belly. Giddy up, giddy up. I'm not a horse. Mush, smush. A sled dog's not much better. Everyone. What's up with you? You're all such idiots. Ready, set, go. Daddy takes off like a thunderbolt. He ran as if his life depended on it, forcing me to hunch over in a desperate bid to stay aboard. Within a heartbeat, we pull ahead of the other contenders, but Daddy doesn't stop. Like a man possessed, he gallops through the sprawling fields as if chasing the sun itself. Ah. Even long after we left everyone behind, he keeps on going. After an unbelievable amount of time, Daddy crumples to his knees, panting heavily. I don't know what to say. It all happened too quickly. In the end, Daddy ends up being the one to break the silence. Oh boy. You sure gained a lot of weight, Kalia. I don't remember you being that heavy in the past. What? Idiot? What do you think you're saying to your birthday girl? Daddy begins to laugh. Wholeheartedly, with all his soul. The sound of it somehow seemed to clear everything away. The heck's up with you? Before I know it, laughter begins to well up and spill out of me as well. We must have looked like complete fools, laughing our hearts out in the middle of nowhere. Haha. There was something strange about his tone of voice, though. Daddy, are you crying? I lean over to try and get a look, but he glances down to hide his face. Just got a bit of sweat in my eye, that's all. Or maybe it's those onion cutting ninjas again. Onion cutting ninjas. The vibration from Daddy's trembling back seeped into my chest. It's how I was able to tell. Liar. Descending from his shoulders, I circled around to find that little streams were indeed flowing from his eyes. Dummy. First you apologize out of nowhere, now you start crying for no reason? So sorry. There you go, apologizing again. Jeez. I had no hands with which to wipe away his tears. But I didn't feel like letting that stop me. Elia. Leaning close, I lap up the little rivulets with my tongue. What? Who does that? They had a salty tension on despite the clear appearance. Ew. That's sorta gross, right? Your cute daughter is doing something sweet for you, so be quiet and stay still. I don't know. Feels more like you're sampling me to see if I'm fit for dinner. Ouch. I chomped Daddy on the nose, causing him to squeak like a little mouse. Your teeth are still as sharp as ever, I see. Daddy's always been like this. Dense, unreliable, always doing stupid things that make no sense. Also, his jokes suck. By the way, I turned to face the sun in the distance. I don't need a fancy handmade birthday present. So you don't need to stay up all night in your workshop anymore. You noticed, huh? Daddy hangs his head in shame. Kelly, I'm sorry. What did I tell you about apologizing? Isn't it better for family to exchange thanks than apologies? You don't seem to get it, huh? Then I'll start. I knock foreheads with him. Thanks, Daddy. Thanks for winning that race for us. Daddy's eyes widen. From now on, let's exchange gratitude instead of regrets. Okay? I smile at him. Yes, you're right. Daddy smiles back at me. He rises to his feet. Daddy's hitting the thank bank on the way home today. The thank bank. Ignoring his lame sense of humor. There was a clearness to his eyes that I'd almost forgotten. Ever since Mommy died, Daddy's always carried a darkness to his eyes. As if he were trapped in the past, unable to escape. I see. This is the Daddy I've always wanted to come back to us. That's more like it. The two of us survey the landscape before us. A beautiful garden that sprung up from the ashes of collapse. Like a phoenix rising from the grave. No matter what awaits us in the future, no matter what kind of fire tempers us, I'll remember the sight and never give in. Oi, where are you two? In the distance, voices were calling out for us. Come on, let's go join the others. I had to read this victory in Ade's face. It wasn't often I could claim bragging rights over her after all. Ugh. But wait up, Kalia. Oof. Hope I didn't pull anything. I gaze up the boundless blue sky as I run. Lonely yet liberating, fatiguing yet so free. It was an achingly empty blue sky I could never hope to reach. But even if the distant Adelaide was vast beyond compare. Aha. Today it felt like I had taken one step closer to it. It's kind of weird looking at night. He was there. Abigail's garden. Who is that? Amidst this ghostly night luminescence, he stood. Triss. That's Triss? Doesn't look like Triss because he's not smiling, I guess. Made with Renpy. Wait, that was the end of it? That was the weirdest ending ever. How'd that make any sense?
Thank you for taking the time to watch this video, and if you enjoyed it, leave a like and hit the sub for more walkthroughs, playthroughs, and let's plays on the gaming experience.